Excuse me. What in the world are you thinking?
Mean Gene, the first thing you need to do is to tell these people to shut up if you want to hear what I gotta say.
What up, y'all? KMB the Sexy Ninja in the place to be for C Plus Studios and a Paper Saber universe, boy. Welcome to the New World Podcast, brother, where I break down shows to matches, and now I've added another one to the roster, another one to the clip. Bang, bang, baby. And I just finished episode 2 of Ring of Honor from March 9th, 2023. I'm caught up now. I'm going to start adding this to the roster of the New World Podcast. It's only growing, baby. It's only growing, and we are weeks away, March 31st, in LA for Super Card of Honor, then WrestleMania that weekend. Come on, boy. Okay, Ring of Honor. We got an intro now, which I really love because the last show didn't have an intro. I was like, okay, cool. We got an intro this time. We're in Orlando, Florida. Riccaboni, Coleman on commentary. We start the show off with the champ, the Ring of Honor TV champion, Samoa Joe versus Tony Deppen. And this was a good way to start the show, especially with your Ring of Honor TV champion. You know, he's talking about after he wins and beats Tony, he gets on the mic and he's like, hey, welcome to the new Ring of Honor. You know, this is what we live for. This is where Samoa Joe was born out of, before getting the Impact and all his journey to WWE, then AAW, then coming here, Ring of Honor, getting that re-spark. And he's like, I'm here to tell you, I'm here to fight. That's what he's here for. And he's like, who's next on the roster to face me for this television title? Mark Briscoe answers the call, and he's like, hey, Big Joe, it's been a minute, man. Hey. And he's like, I want that Ring of Honor TV title there. And Joe says, you know what? As long as I'm fighting the Briscoe, I know it's going to be a good day. So he accepted his challenge, man. I was like, Briscoe, Mark Briscoe, let's go. Then I just talked about last week. I want to see a singles run with Mark, and now we're getting it. Tony wants to listen to the show. He's like, hey, that big head kid has some good ideas. Maybe we should bring him on, I'm just saying. Tony Deppen, though, I wrote here on my notes, I love his selling sounds. I every time Joe laid it into him, man, I thought Tony was slowly dying inside, bruh. I was like, you all right, Tony? Seems like your organs met your got turned inside out, because every time, Tony, that was great talent, man. We have a backstage segment, backstage promo from the one and only Dalton Castle. I love me some Dalton Castle with the boys. When he showed up on AEW, I was like, and like I said, that's what's so great about, that's why I'm willing to commit to joining Ring of Honor, because I'm going through watching packages with Bryan Danielson, Tyler Black, Kevin Steen stuff, Ring of Honor versus Scum, just stuff that I used to watch all the time back with trades and stuff like that. But, back all the way to 2002 when the first show, all the super cards, everything, like, it's just a hub of like, oh yeah, this is where I want to be. And I'm committing to this because I have a big heart on for Ring of Honor, and I want to show my honor in any way I can. But he's backstage cutting this promo. And he's talking about, calls out the embassy because they want the trios Ring of Honor championships. And Dalton Castle's like, what did he say? Not mumbo jumbo. God, I just had it. You'll hear it at the end of this show because I thought it was such a great line. And then the next line saying, like, we moved furniture. The boys, big, dense furniture. Oh, here, Chumbawamba. We moved some furniture, the heavy, dense furniture. Yeah. I was like, oh, so good. So good. Chumbawamba. But they had the boys and Dalton Castle plus the boys versus Marcus Cross and C4. Who do you think won? Dalton Castle and the boys, they're building up to take on the embassy and take back those trio championships, So we're building storylines there. I believe we're getting it this week. Or, what's funny is, like, we have a few weeks away, so they're already setting up things here and there, like, especially with the main event, the way the main event went tonight, that those two totally could go to Super Card of Honor, and Wheeler Yuta has put the Ring of Honor Pure Championship on the line tonight. So we can build, and there is potentials, storylines here to build a Super Card of Honor and then just go from there. Because I looked at their pay-per-views from last year. They only had 3. And I was like, Super Card of Honor was one of them, but I was like, Death Before Dishonor, and I believe Final Battle was like the 3 pay-per-views. And I want to go back and watch those pay-per-views so I can catch up storyline-wise, but they didn't have no television to flesh out these stories, and now they do. And I'm excited to see where we go from here. Who goes where. We're introducing new talents, also bringing Ring of Honor debuts into the company. So, Maria and the Kingdom backstage promo, OGK, they're saying like, yo, we are OGs to this shit, man, Ring of Honor. And they said Top Flight is going to be retribution for what you did at Final Battle. And that's one of those things it's like a comic book. If you ever read a comic book, there's always these little things like Spider-Man's going to be like, oh man, I can't believe I lost my masculinity. See issue 222.55777, blah, blah, blah. That ain't a real thing, but I'm just saying, it's one of those things like Spider-Man says, oh man, it sucks I lost my teeth to that battle to Doc Ock a long time ago. Then it's like, see issue 67.54, on the bottom. But this was like a little like, oh, all right, I need to go watch some Final Battle then, We had a match with Angelico and Serpentico versus Roosh versus Dralistico with Jose. Angelico, they're with Luther. This was fun. I really like Roosh. Roosh is just so vicious and vile, and I'm just like, you want the bull, you get the horns. That's what I say with this fellow here, And with Serpentico and Angelico, the Ring of Honor debuts. Hell of a match, They brought it to Roosh and Dralistico with Jose. I really did enjoy this match quite a bit. I am excited to see where we go inside this tag team division. Then Roosh and they had no problem. They took Serpentico's mask and tore it up, And they didn't want the spoils of their victory, so they threw that into the crowd. They said no, So we're setting up some stuff there. Next was Trish Adora versus Billy Starks, her Ring of Honor debut as well. This was a fun match, definitely showing off some skills. You could tell, and plus too, the crowd is really hard to get into. It's not like they can't get into it, but the crowd is really one-sided. It is like that old school NXT crowd. They still got to find find the people to be there. They got to find the people that want to be there, and hardcore wrestling fans. There is scattered. This show was a little bit better with the crowd, but I can notice too, there's some people in the crowd that are just like, oh yeah, someone handed me a shirt and said, hey, you want to come sit in this crowd, But great match, great debut. Trish for the win. And Trish was part of that original Ring of Honor dojo, and that made me tickle because I was like, the Ring of Honor dojo, baby. Lexi's in the back with Christopher Daniels, and he's talking about, I've done this here and there. I've done it all. Held tag team titles, world championships, done it all. Veteran upon a veteran. And he's talking about reforming a tag team. And, he's been in this business for 30 years, and guess who's going to join him? Matt Sydal. I was like, oh, shit. Every time my wife's out, I was like, she's like, what's wrong? I was like, Matt Sydal, holy shit. She's like, calm down, big head boy. I was like, just marking out, man. Just marking out. We had Jake Christ and Man Scout versus Slim J and Ari Daivari with Mark Sterling. Who do you think's going to win this? Slim J and Ari Daivari for the win. This match was okay. It really was getting down to Metalik comes out. Ari Daivari says, "Yo, I beat you. Beat you down." Metalik comes out, but gets the beat down, and Blake Christian comes for the save. So we're building a little bit of a story there with Slim J and Ari Daivari, and Slim J still got them welts from Mark Briscoe from the last show. So I'm wondering how much of this, because they look fresh. Those wounds look fresh. So I'm wondering how much of this we're filming in regards of, because it's TV. You can film probably like 3 episodes like every other day if you wanted to. Back in the day, they did TV tapings. This was old NWA days, man. TV studio style. And I think that's why the crowd is somewhat flat, because you got a crowd that's like, hey, I'm here. Well, you're here for 3, maybe 4 hours of 2 TV tapings because this is what we got to do. And you're like, wow, 4 hours of wrestling? For me, I'm like, fuck yeah. So, like I said, Slim J's wounds seemed a little bit more fresh. So I'm guessing this was taped back. And plus, you're renting a lot in Orlando, Florida with this arena. You got to use as much of it as possible, cost effective and this and that. So, but Jay Christ, Man Scout versus Slim J, Ari Daivari, Slim J, Ari Daivari, they are for the win. Trust Busters. Next, I was really excited about this match. Wheeler Yuta versus Timothy Thatcher for the Ring of Honor Pure Championship. Colt Cabana, Christopher Daniel, BJ Whitmer, outside in the ring being the judges. I always forget the rules of the Ring of Honor Pure Championship. Like, if you can only get the rope break 3 times, for each opponent. Then after that, it's no holds barred, baby. You can do whatever you want. He can be holding on to those ropes, and that's how this the finish came with this match. And Timothy Thatcher is just one of those vicious and vile, and this is his Ring of Honor debut, And Yuta, then after Wheeler Yuta wins, he got Timothy to tap out from the ropes. Yuta has a more vicious streak, from when we seen this kid, especially when he joined the Blackpool Combat Club, and he's gonna name them off. He's like, I'm in the Bulls '96. I got the Jordans and Pistons and Rodmans and stuff like that. I don't know if it was right for '96 because I wasn't a big basketball guy, but still, he was like, I got the Bulls, man, and I'm getting taught by the best. I'm getting this viciousness, forged in combat. And he's like, and Clark Connors, Wild Rhino himself, comes out and tells him, like, yo, I'll take you on for that Ring of Honor Pure Championship, because I see you just talking. You want to brag. And one of the few originals, because Wheeler Yuta calls out, like, yo, those LA Dojo guys, think they can run their mouths and blah, blah, blah. And that's why Clark Connors came out. I was like, fuck you. Let's go then. Toe to toe, man. Toe to toe. Wheeler walks out just like Claudio did to Eddie Kingston. And everyone's like, oh, so that I really liked. I was like, okay. Then Wheeler turned around like, I accept. So I was like, okay, all right. Is it? But the commentators made a comment too. Is like, is this going to be a new thing from Blackpool Combat Club? Like, they're just gonna not answer challenges. Next, Aussie Open versus Tracy Williams and Rhett Titus. Talk about a wild tag team match, man. Aussie Open. I was impressed by these dudes before, but I got more impressed again. I was like, damn, coming out of, I believe, Pro Wrestling Noah, made me want to go down that rabbit hole too. I'm just like, okay, man, I got one thing at a time here, buddy. One thing at a time. I just got into this Ring of Honor pool, but, I've been in the Ring of Honor pool, but now I'm dipping back in hard. But Aussie Open for the win. Fun tag team match, man. And I've already noticed it. I think this is kind of shitty, but it says this on the Honor Club page. I've seen full shows already out on YouTube, but if we want to keep this thing going, man, we got to support as best we can. That's why I'm willing to pay the $10 a month for the Honor Club, and I'm going to go spend whatever. I think you get like a certain percentage off when you get the Ring of Honor pay-per-views. I'm willing to spend the money because I'm a fan of this shit, and I want this shit to last as long as I can. And I don't know if that Honor Club YouTube page I saw had what's it called? That they're showing full shows. I'm like, I don't know if that's associated with Ring of Honor, but I was like, that's cool for people. I understand not many people can spend money on this. YouTube is their way, but support as much as you can, man. This is how we get good stuff, and this is why we should have nice things, especially in professional wrestling. So, Aussie Open though, don't mess with these guys. They will kill you. All right. Bendejo versus Eddie Kingston. Quick match. Eddie Kingston for the win. It's nice, short, and sweet. Cuts a promo calling out Claudio. Claudio comes out. He's like, hey, man, why do I need to face you? You're a man with no honor, so I don't need to face you for the Ring of Honor Championship, and walks out. Eddie Kingston gets pissed, losing his mind, and he's going out there, and he's like, hey, where's he at? He's like, where's he at? Because he quit AEW to join Ring of Honor to challenge Claudio. He's losing it, goes backstage. Lexi's back there. She's like, what's going on? He's like, Claudio, where are you at? And, so we're definitely going to see this as a Supercard of Honor. There's going to be a point to where Claudio is going to get his buttons pushed to the point to where he's going to be like, fine, then me and you, bitch, Supercard of Honor. So, and Bendejo had no chance. Now, the meats and potatoes of the show, this match here itched my wrestling fucking, like, getting back in the ring type style. This is what makes you just like, especially if you wrestled before, especially if you've hit that canvas, you hit that mat. It's like, it's an awakening you've never experienced before if you haven't. But this match right here, the main event, Athena versus Willow Nightingale for the Ring of Honor Women's Championship, bruh. These two women went at it. Willow Nightingale becoming more of a fan. I'm already looking at t-shirts. And Athena too. I'm like, oh man, this is a match that just is pure why we're here. This is what Ring of Honor is, with the Code of Honor. And that's what I love about this is there's the Code of Honor. Heels will do it, but they'll do it in a shady way. Like Aussie Open had a great one after they beat down Tracy Williams and Rhett Titus. They went and shook the corpses, basically, of their opponents. And, that's just such a great heel thing to do. But this match, man, if you could watch this match, Athena versus Willow Nightingale, I want to see more. I want to see these two at Supercard of Honor in like a no-holds-barred, no rules, no nothing match, steel cage, something. Because these two tore down the house. Athena for the win, retaining that championship. But Athena starts threatening the ref, and the ref's like, hey, then Athena attacks Willow outside the ring, slams her into. There's some great spots in this match, too. Just some great, crazy spots. And Willow can go, man. So can Athena. I'm kind of glad, too, that she got out of NXT. Like, she was amazing, and, all the craziness she talked about, like, they wanted me to be sexy and more sexy than the others and this and that, blah, blah. And, that's yes, we're all sexy ninjas. Like, that's why I call myself KMB the Sexy Ninja. But being told that, you need to be more sexy. You need to be sexy. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Athena is an awesome fucking wrestler. So is Willow Nightingale. And these two ladies brought it. And I'm really glad I got to end my day with this match right here, man. And then with Athena attacking, we're keeping that door open between these two. And I'm hoping it ends up as Supercard of Honor. And Willow Nightingale hopefully getting the title. I give this show a solid 4 out of 5. I cannot wait for Thursday nights now. Man, my weeks are filling up. I got Monday Night Raw. I got Wednesday Night Dynamite. Now I got Ring of Honor Thursday. I have SmackDown and Rampage on Fridays. Rampage switching over to Saturdays here soon just because of the NBA going on. But, man, that full week is like, I might as well pull the trigger and just get NXT finally involved in here. They just had their stand and deliver thing coming up, but it's just like, all right, I want to focus on WWE, but how much of WWE? Like, there's so much going on. Last week they had their show Roadblock, so we'll see. We'll see if I finally pull the trigger there, but I'm just enjoying my Ring of Honor, man, and I give the show a solid 4 out of 5. Watch Athena versus Willow Nightingale. It will tickle your wrestling fancy in so many good ways, especially the ending with the door still a little bit open for this feud between these two. Then after that, drop those comments. Tell me what you thought of the show. Did you like the show? Did you not like the show? Do you like this new direction of Ring of Honor? Tell me. Then after that, like and subscribe to C Plus Studios anywhere and everywhere you get podcasts, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Subscribe to Twitch. This is a whole new era for us here because it's KMB, the Sexy Ninjas time to shine like no other, and I'm so happy we have 2 great podcasts as of right now to bring you the New World podcast that is slowly catching on fire, and we have the Sexy Ninja Cast that's motivating a few cats out there. So we're just going to keep grinding, and I have a bunch of other stuff planned, so just look forward to some dope shit coming up, man. I'm excited, bruh. I'm excited! 'Cause that's the bottom line. 'Cause K&B said so. Go ahead. Trademark me. All right, y'all. Thank you again for riding with us. I am K&B, the Sexy Ninja. And remember, the New World podcast is for life, brother.
Knocked down, they become Chumbawamba. We come back stronger than ever, more powerful, more ready.